Let's see, we're going to start off today. I hope everybody's having a good long weekend. Got the information downloaded, scans are out. We're going to take a look at the monthly return on this one, the smallest account that we manage here. I should put a nickname to it, but I don't, but you can figure it out. And then we're going to look at from the beginning of the year and to present, which would be basically the end of August. So it wouldn't include everything that's happened, I guess, from the first, second, third of last week. But anyways, we'll go back down through that for those that are new. We target 1% per month, which is equivalent to about 12% per year. So ideally, what you're seeing with most people when they're talking about accounts is they're looking at this overall gain right here. Let me get a drawing tool here. They're looking at this gain that they're making overall. So they're taking this. There's nothing wrong with that, and they're not lying when they're telling you that, but it's not exactly the numbers that you need to be looking for. So this is the amount that you were starting off with at the beginning of August through August 31st. That's the ending amount, right? 2843, 28,437.28. So here's our starting value. So the numbers that we want to look at are your dividends, right? 6830. It's this one right here. And we want to come down to, here's a summary of your realized and unrealized. So these are all the stocks that are within this particular portfolio. And we're going to take this value here, 231.80 or 230.81, and that's your total realized gains. There's nothing to look at down here because you're not going to cash out. These are just negative numbers because they're either down or they're up. I mean, it could be a realized or unrealized gain, such as this column right here. But we don't pay attention to that. That's something that didn't happen, so we're not worried about it. That's just what your float is. So we're going to take these numbers here. We're going to take 6830, and we're going to add it. I hope this is centered on the screen. I hope it is. Yep. 6830. There's your dividends for the month. And then we're going to take out 230.81. We're going to add those two together. Sorry, I'm using a mouse on this, so that's why it looks like a second grader's working on this. So what do we come to? 299 and 11 cents. So we need to find what our actual, this could be, but it's not accurate. All right, now we're going to take this number here, the 28,142.25. We're going to divide that in and get the calculator out so you can see this actually happen. We take our 299.41, divide it by our starting balance, 28,142.25. Okay, now to get your percentage, 0.01, we just multiply it by 100. Okay, so we come up to 1.6% or 1.06%. Now, funny enough, you look at this and you're like, what the heck? It shows 1.05 over here. Well, you had some negative in stock, right? It's not that it's a loss, it's just the stock value over the month. All your stocks combined came down 142. Your cash increased, but your value of your stocks came down. So it's an interesting concept. You hadn't seen this yet in the previous videos, but we actually made 1.06% through trades and through dividends. Now it's interesting, remember we're trying to get 1% per month, but the overall account, if we look at it, for 3 different accounts combined, we came up to 0.8823. So one or two of the other portfolios in this 3 portfolio scheme underperformed, but we had one that did what it was supposed to do, actually exceeded the 1%. Now that's our minimum. We don't care, if we can get 2, 3, 4% per month, that'd be great too. But we're targeting that 1%. So you can see 0.8823%, and you can see how many years it would take to double your money. So the rule of 72, everybody knows about that. If you have any questions, just give me a shout. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to look at from the start of the year. Okay, so let me increase this a little bit. Yeah. You're going to do the same thing. So at the start of the year, we had 24,377. At the start of, or at the end of August, we had 28,437. I think it'll show it here. Yeah, pretty close. Well, it's because it's September 3rd. You're a little bit off there, but you get the idea. 24,377. So we do the exact same thing. What we're looking for is our dividends. Okay, so we come over here and we're looking for dividends, and 653.30. So then we do the same thing. We come to realized gains. We're looking for total. Right? We come down to the bottom here. We see how much we traded. Okay, so we got 1598.12. Okay, so let's write that down. So what do we have? 1598.12. And what do we have? 653.30. 653.30. I need one of those stylus is what I need, but I can't write on the screen. So let's see, add these up. Come to 1598.12 plus 653.30 is 2251. Is that 42? 42. Okay. So now what do? We take the starting value, 24,000, that's at the start of the year, January 4th, right? We take that and we divide that by our starting value, 377.85. Okay, that's 0.092. Now we multiply that by what? 100? That gives us our percentage. So 9.24% so far this year. 9.24% on your money. No losses. Okay, if you can make this, now what we do is we take the rule of 72, right? 72 divided by that percentage, 9.24. 7.7 years or 7.8 years to double your money. You have to understand that this is a slow process. Now we're talking small numbers here, right? But we're targeting 1% per month. So what do we have? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. 9 months. If you divided that up, that's like 1.12 or 1.1% per month. So we're still on one account, we're hitting right on. We know that one of those other accounts is probably not hitting because we know, for whatever reason, looking at this, we can tell on a month-to-month basis everything's coming down, but our overall percentage for 3 accounts combined is 0.8823%. Now, if we add up all the accounts together, we should still be above that 1.1% because we can go back here, we can look at 1.3. You're just taking an average at this point, 1.36. So you can see how the pressure on stocks not moving higher is starting to affect the account. So see, it keeps falling down, falling down. So now we're down to 0.8823. So the dividends, as soon as the market tends to roll over, what's going to end up happening is you're going to be increasing the amount of dividends as you start to DCA, and the value of your account should start to come down. And that's an unrealized gain. So we're not losing any money because we're not selling. Remember, this is long term. This is money that you're putting into the market. It's working money. This is like having a third arm that's working for you. The thing is, you wouldn't chop off your third arm if it's bringing you money in. You want to call it passive income, that's fine too. All kinds of different ways you can talk about it. The whole idea is target a small amount. You can always increase it, but if you get too greedy, what ends up happening is you end up holding positions too long, and your probabilities of success go down. So remember that. That's just a good, quick way to look at it. So 1.06, this account for last month, and overall since the start of the year, it's earning 9.24%. Now, this is what you look at here and say, well, I thought it's showing here time-weighted rate of return of 16.85. That's how much the overall account grew. Now, you can subtract this and see how much your actual account grew minus your dividends, minus your trading profits. So it's, what is that? 16.85 minus the 9.24. So it gained 7.61. But you have to remember, that's unrealized. You didn't realize any of that. You have 7.6% of your account that's unrealized. So remember that. But yeah, that makes it easy. Hopefully that clears up some. Had a couple questions about that. I'm trying to think if there was something else. Yeah. Oh, and we do not add any money to this account, any of the accounts. So, like if I did, what you would see, we'd have to come down to, where is it in this portfolio? In the statements, you'd have to look at cash reports. I'd have to open up another one just so you could see it. But what it would do is it's show like a deposit of a certain amount of cash. But that would affect your overall portfolio, which wouldn't have anything to do with the numbers we're showing here. This, if we added 5,000, it would be a cash deposit, what would show this even higher. But because we don't add any cash to this, this is an educational portfolio, right? It's live, it's cash, and it's real. It's not fake. So this is how we can back up our numbers. So this is an actual Interactive brokerage statement, and this is just what it looks like on a month-to-month basis. This is what we put out every month to show people how you can increase the amount of your portfolio. If you can't understand working with small numbers, when you start getting up into the big numbers, when you're doing this type of investing, you're gonna hurt yourself because greed kicks in. So, well, shit, if I can make 1%, I know I can make 5%. And I was like, yeah, well, there's a break. It's not a break-even point, but there's like this Goldilocks zone that if you don't want to take any losses in your portfolio, then you need to be diversified. So a small account like this, I don't even know, it doesn't number how many are in here, but if we look at this just in 1 month, you can see how many stocks are in here. It's quite a few in just one. So, and when you get up into 15, 16 different accounts, then you can see how a larger account will just bring you more money in at that same 1% target. So don't think that 1% a month is something to sneeze at. It's an important number. As a threshold, it gives you something to work with. You hear all the time people making, oh, I just made 1,000% on my penny stock. And it's like, okay, so you need to understand what they're talking about. And, sounds great, but is it really any money? But, yeah, think long term with this. Don't think that this is a get-rich-quick game, because it's not. But you can consistently take money out of the market. Just remember, don't take losses, and this is money that you want to leave it in the market. You don't want to worry about when this market comes down. It's going to come down, and these values will come down. But the whole idea is you're still owning this stock. As long as you don't sell any of this stuff, the dividends will continue to pay you. You know, and each month it's going to be a little bit different, you know, unless you were doing specifically CEFs, which we have a couple portfolios like that, where that's all they do is pay monthly portfolio dividends. So you're always getting paid something. If you have quarterly dividend payers, some of those it's got to be every 3 months. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hopefully that helps some folks.